Okay, I'm trying to figure out my life here. Good morning. How are you? This is episode 43 of the Lovesockwool podcast. My name is Sarah, your host, and I am also known as Lovesockwool on Ravelry and Instagram. And this is a podcast about knitting and all things thereunto. So I hope you're doing good, and I've got quite a bit of fun things to show you, so I'm going to jump right in, and I even have notes, and hopefully the camera will behave. I feel like it keeps washing me out. I'm trying to, if I sit by the window, it's better light, but if I move, it keeps blowing out, so I'm sorry. I hope you can see me okay and hear me okay. I've got my little microphone on. Okay, I've got lots of fun socks to show you that I've been working on and finishing. I have 2 finished pairs of socks and a couple of single finished socks and a whole bunch of other stuff to show you. So let's dig right in. Okay, for finished pairs, I am so excited to report to you that I have finished my Yarn Hoarder socks. And this is yarn dyed by Steve and Andy of the Leading Men Fiber Arts. And the colorway is inspired by, of course, the beautiful Amber of the Yarn Hoarder podcast. And I just absolutely enjoyed every stitch of knitting these socks. I just did plain vanilla. I did toe up with a Fish Lips Kiss heel. I cast on 64 stitches on a 2.25 millimeter needle, and yes, this is my January pair of socks. Like I cast them on in January and cast them off on January 31st. So that's like some kind of record for me. And I love them. Okay, so that's the first pair I finished. Second pair I finished is a pair of socks that has been on the go for a long time. Over a year. I finished my Arnie and Carlos. I think they're called Summertime, maybe. I think that's the name of the color, but what is the name of the number is 03657. And this is from the first design line by Arnie and Carlos, their first line that they came out with. And I think they have 4 different Arnie and Carlos lines out, and they're all really fun. And I think I haven't gotten any of the 4th edition, but I think I've purchased from all the other 3. And I did an interesting toe this time. I did what's called a round toe, and I got the pattern for the round toe from Folk Socks by Nancy Bush, which I should have brought that book over, but I think I've shown it in previous vlogs. But I really like this toe, and the reason why I chose it is because it's kind of like the same type of decreases that you do for the crown of a hat, and so you're not doing all the decreases on the same side. They're dispersed equally in the circumference. And the reason why I like that is because then you don't get ladders on the SSK side, because yes, I'm still having difficulty with ladders. So this is just a plain vanilla with a dropped heel and gusset. And let's see, is this the sock? Okay, so this is the second sock that I knit. So I tried on the SSK side, I did something a little bit different than the way I was doing SSKs before. So I was slipping the first stitch as if to knit and the second stitch as if to purl, and then completing the stitch. And I think it does help tighten it up, but there's still a bit of a ladder there, which does not make me happy. Let's look at this one. This one I did my regular way. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm being too fussy, but I'm probably being too fussy. So anyway, that's why I've been knitting so many Fish Lips Kiss heels, because then there's no gusset to fuss with. But anyway, I love how these turned out, and I'm really happy to have another finished Arnie and Carlos pair in my hairs. Okay, so now for single socks that I have finished. Let's see. I totally just saw the mailman, and he saw me through the window, and he's wondering what I'm doing. I'm so embarrassed. Okay, I got the mail. That was embarrassing. He could see me recording through the window. It's kind of embarrassing. It's not a big deal. Anyway, I have the mail, and which is exciting because something came that I had been waiting for that was supposed to be delivered on Friday, and I've been, of course, obsessively updating the tracking information like every hour to figure out where it is. And I had got the notification, or it was at it had updated saying that on Friday that it was out for delivery. So I'm like, great, it's going to come today. Well, the mail came and went on Friday and no package. And then, so I kept updating the tracking information, and then it was saying that as of 9 p.m. on Friday, the delivery status of this item has not been updated. So I'm like, great, it probably fell off the mail truck. It's probably lying in a gutter somewhere, and nobody knows, and it's lost. But then it came this morning, and I looked at the package, and it looks like they had the zip code wrong or something. So they fixed it. It's okay. I have my package, and I'm so excited because, okay, so I'll talk about that later. All right, so back to single socks. And I had a hair style change because I need to get my hair out of my face. All right, what happened to all my single socks? Okay, single socks I have finished. Do you remember way back when I cast on a little Rainbow Dash sock for Juliet? Well, I finally finished it. And I do have the second one going, but not a whole lot of progress has been made upon it. But I'm happy that I at least got to that point. So, and this is Brew City Yarns Rainbow Dash on their sparkle base. Sorry, the sun is a little intense right now, but I have to stay back here. But she's excited about them. She keeps asking me when I'm going to finish them. But you know how it is. You knit on what you want to knit on. Okay, so that's that first sock. And then I so happily finished my first Homespun House Mermaid of the Black Lake. So this is Molly's yarn, and it's on her soft sock fingering, and I did a Fish Lips Kiss heel, 64 stitches, 2.25 millimeter needle, and I do have the second one going. Uh-oh, Rainbow Dash is stuck. So I'm really trying to be good about focusing on finishing what I've started. Having a little bit of success, but not a whole lot. Okay, so where did I put that? Okay, so I got to keep all my single socks together so I don't lose them. Okay, so this is exciting. I did finish my first Fred and George sock. This is Nomadic Yarns on her sparkle base. It's called Fred and George, and it's so fun. My goodness, look how fun that is, and sparkly and speckly. And this is for the Weasley Cow, hosted by Jilly of the Knitting Broomstick podcast and the Bad Girls Sits and Knits. Is that? I'm so sorry, I keep getting it wrong. But it's a co-hosted Weasley Cow, which is so fun. And I'm not done. So I got this one done, and I got the Burrow finished by Lolo Did It. I didn't bring that sock over. So I have one sock of each pair finished. So I need to figure out which pair I'm going to try to finish for the cow, because I think it goes through the end of February. Is that correct? So I have a little bit of time to finish it. Oh my goodness, I have 3 pairs of socks that I finished. I forgot, because when I wrote out my notes, I had not finished this other pair. Do you remember my Film Noir Jane Eyre socks by Hedgehog Fibers? I finished them. I am so excited that I actually finished these. So I've now officially knit up all of the Hedgehog Fibers sock yarn that I got for my birthday last year. This was the 3rd skein. So aren't they fun? Of course, Fish Lips Kiss heel, 64 stitches on a 2.25 millimeter needle. I can't believe I forgot to show you that. It was kind of buried underneath the other pile. So for all you people out there who think I never finish pairs of socks, I do. It just takes me a couple years, but it does happen. Okay. All right, let me show you some sock whips that I've got on the go. So I had finally the opportunity to shop a Legacy Fiber Arts update a couple weeks back, and I was able to get a skein of their Gilmore Girls inspired sock yarn, and this is the Paris colorway, Paris Geller. And this is on their Steel Toes base, which I think is a 75-25. It's nice and soft, and I'm using zeros because it's a bit of a finer sock yarn, I would say. It's kind of similar, I would say, to maybe No Maker's House Gnome base. I think I'm right in that assessment. Maybe not. It's so beautiful and speckly. Paris is one of my favorite characters from Gilmore Girls, so I had to get Paris. I love it. And I'm excited because the package that I had been waiting for came today. So I placed an order from the Woolly Thistle. The owner is Claire, NH Knits, and she sells the Knit Pro Zings. And I had been wanting to get a circular pair of zeros. So I'm so excited because now I can put them on here. I love the DPNs, but I do knit a bit faster with Magic Loop, so I'm so excited to be able to switch these on. Thank you, Claire. I'm so excited. I'll show you guys what else I got in just a little bit. Okay, let's put Paris back. Oh, as I'm looking down into my basket here, I do have my Burrow sock from Lolo Did It, which I think I showed last time. So this is the Weasley Homestead sock pattern by Erica Luter. And oh goodness, it's so sunny. Is that a little bit better? Covered in my own hair. So this is Knit Pick Stroll Agate Heather, I think. And then Lolo Did It, the Burrow on her MCN base called Lolo's Favorite. So here is the Knit Picks Stroll. And here is the Burrow. It's so fluffy and cloud-like. I absolutely adore it. Why have I not cast on the second one? I don't know. I have too many things on the needles. Too many projects. Okay, what else was I going to show you next? Okay, so I have another second sock whip on the go, and I cannot remember if I ever showed this sock. I don't remember if I ever showed the first one. So maybe you will remember. So this is another Arnie and Carlos sock yarn, and it is, I don't know which design line it's from. It just says special edition, and it's color number 03768, and I adore it. I just love the patterning on this sock, and it's the second one. I do knit second socks, people. I do, I promise. And I've been trying to be really good about finishing those second socks. I have several second socks on the needle, so every week I'm trying to just pick one for that week to focus on, and then pretty much every week I should be able to finish a pair. But they're all socks that have been on the go for a very long time. But I really, really love this particular colorway. It's very cheerful and fun. And I'm doing a white heel and toe with some Deborah Norville white, which I really like for heels and toes. It's very soft, and it's sturdy enough for my purposes. I'm using my beautiful Signature Needle Arts circulars. This is the 6-inch length in a 32-inch cord. I have two pairs of these beautiful needles. This one is the 6-inch, and then the other set that I have is the 5.5 or 5-inch. And I have to say, I think I like the 5-inch better. I don't need all this extra, I don't need that extra inch, but it's fine. I'm glad I wanted to try out the different lengths to see how they knit. And it's fine, but I think I like the 5-inch length a little bit better. I'll show you my Valentine's Day present. So I ordered this for myself and I told them this is for Valentine's Day. So I did jump on the Fringe Supply Co. bandwagon. I feel a little sheepish about that for some reason, but it really is. They really are great, sturdy bags. And I ordered it from their website, the Fringe Supply Co.com, whatever. You can just Google it and you will find it. They shipped this bag so quickly. I think I had it in 2 days from ordering it. It's got the wonderful leather handle and it's still very stiff. I think Amber was talking about on her podcast how you kind of have to break them in over time. So, but I really, really like it. And I think this is called caramel. I think that's the name of this color. I really like it. It's just a kind of a utilitarian brown. But I love it because like when I travel or go in the car, I don't have to worry about it getting dirty or anything because it's brown and it's canvas and it's just, it's all purpose. It's an all purpose bag and quite roomy. I just have one sock in here, but I could definitely fit more. So that was a lovely Valentine's Day present. Thank you, Ben. I asked him, it's like, can I get that for Valentine's Day? He said, yes, but you can't open it until Valentine's Day. And yes, I know it's not Valentine's Day yet, but we already celebrated because we went out to dinner on Saturday night. So that's when I got to open it, was on Saturday. So happy Valentine's Day to me. And I didn't get Ben anything. He doesn't want anything. He's not materialistic like I am. Let's see. Okay, I have some more whips to show you. Okay, the Anne-along. Let me talk about that for a second. So I'm co-hosting an Anne of Green Gables along Cal with Jilly of the Knitting Broomstick podcast, and it started February 1st, and it runs through the end of March. So knit or crochet or spin or weave, anything that is Anne of Green Gables inspired to you. I mean, it could be a colorway that's Anne of Green Gables inspired by that dyer. It could be a pattern from like the Green Gables Knits book by Joanna Johnson. I think you could even search on Ravelry for other Anne of Green Gables inspired patterns. Paula Emmons Feasley has a beautiful shawl called the Balsam Hollow Shawl that is Anne of Green Gables inspired that she designed. Was it a year ago, 2 years ago? I'm not quite sure. She did a collaboration with Annie Light Knits, the wonderful bag maker, and Leading Men Fiber Arts. Leading Men Fiber Arts has a bunch of different Anne of Green Gables colorways, and he will custom dye them for you if you go to his website and check that out. And I do have an Anne of Green Gables yarn from him, and it's called Anne's Story. Sorry, my video kicked out. So here's Anne's Story, and I had started the Balsam Hollow Shawl with it, and it is beautiful, and I love it, but as I cast it on and was knitting with it, I just felt like they needed to be socks. So I think these are going to be Gilbert socks for Ben, because I see Gilbert in there, don't you? He's in there. So I think he needs to be socks for Ben. And then for the Balsam Hollow Shawl that I'm keeping in my beautiful Marie Celeste Liberty of London bag, which is beautiful and I think kind of Annish. I've got my Adelaide Cottage yarn. Do I have the tag? I think I don't have the tag in here. But this is Anne of Green Gables yarn dyed up by the lovely Shauna of the Adelaide Cottage Etsy shop. And this is called Raspberry Cordial, which is completely perfect. And Shauna, your yarn smells amazing. What is on it? What do you wash it in? I can't place the smell. It reminds me of something every time I sniff it, but I can't place what it is. You need to tell me what you wash it in, because maybe that will clue me in. So here is my very small Balsam Hollow shawl. And I put a picture at the beginning of the podcast of the photo. And Paula has so kindly donated 5 copies of her Balsam Hollow shawl for the knit along. So I'll pick 5 winners, and you'll get hopefully 5 of you will win one. So that's fantastic. Okay, we'll try this again. The video keeps stopping and I have to keep restarting it. So I don't know why, but we will carry on. We will press on. All right, so so if you get a chance, go look at Shauna, the Adelaide Cottage Etsy shop. And she is dyeing up beautiful Anne of Green Gables inspired colorways. She's got puff sleeves, raspberry cordial, kindred spirits. What are the other ones? Valley Girl, In the Garden. There's like a tea party one. They're so beautiful. Everything Shauna dyes is gorgeous. So if you get a chance, go check them out. I think some of them are pre-orders maybe. So if you get a chance, go definitely look at Shauna's Adelaide Cottage Etsy shop. Okay, so cozy memories. I do have a few cozy memories to share with you. Let me see if I can figure out which squares I've put on since last we spoke. Okay, I had to take off my microphone because I think it's messing with the iMovie app and it's making it difficult to record the video. So I hope you can hear me okay. I'm trying to show you my cozy memories, but the video keeps giving me fits. Okay, so this is Will You Be Mine, and that's Legacy Fiber Arts, which I've got to run upstairs and get that project bag because I have a project I started with that. I've got Yarn Hoarder, the Burrow, and then I'm trying to finish up Fred and George, and I think that's it. So I've started kind of another long row. I'm excited to work on that when I have time. All right, so I'm going to show you guys some giveaways that came today, or not today, that came last week for the Analong, which I'm excited to show you. So the lovely Erin, who is Mama to Abigail on Ravelry, and she's also Holland Handmade. Can you see that right there? She's so just generously sent a beautiful package of this big project bag and 2 yarns and some soaps for giveaways for the Analong. And you guys, it is really difficult for me to give these away because these are yarns I've never knit with, and I would love to knit with them, but I will be generous and give them away. Look what she so generously gave some Baron Vola in this gorgeous pinky purple color. It's called Berry Shake, and it's the Baron Stark sock. 459 yards, 75.25. Wool, virgin wool nylon, so it's like kind of rustic, solid sock yarn. And then look at this one, Andre Sue Knits. Oh, I've never gotten to knit with her yarns before, and they're just beautiful. This color is called Rainbird. Isn't that beautiful? I think that's very Anne. Anne would approve heartily of these sock yarns. So I've got these 2 for a giveaway, and then this beautiful big drawstring bag. And then I've also got in here, Erin makes soaps, so there's 2. So I'll probably just throw in a soap with each of the sock yarns, and then the large bag. And she also so kindly sent a small one, but I'm going to keep the small one. She said I could keep something, so I'm going to keep the small one for me, for my socks. So thank you, Erin, from the bottom of my heart, and thank you for everyone else too who is going to have the privilege of possibly winning these. So I'm keeping them all in here with the lovely smelling soaps. So I just wanted to show you that. So we've got 1, 2, 3. We have like 8 prizes now. So we've got the 5 Balsam Hollow patterns and 3 prizes here. So pretty good. I'm pretty excited about that. Okay, so I've got another shawl whip that I would love to show you, and I put a picture of this in the beginning segment of the podcast. The Kelpie shawl by Jared Flood in Brooklyn Tweed, and it's inspired by Hap shawls, I believe is how you call them. So you start out knitting the triangle, and then you go and pick up stitches to do the border or the edging. So this is Hayloft, and I've got flannel, and I think this is either plum or thistle. I cannot remember. I've had this in my stash for a very, very long time, and I don't remember. And then I've got postcard, which has also been in my stash for a very long time. So I have these 4 colors. Now, I don't quite have enough to do the pattern the way the pattern says, so I'm probably going to have to just change the way, the order of when I throw in different colors. Like I'll probably have to do 2 colors for the triangle, and then I should have enough to do the stripes on the border. But it's such, I love this pattern because it just looks so old-fashioned and vintagey. And this particular pattern I think also can be for the Analog, because the Kelpie pattern, I think it's a shawl that Marilla would knit for herself, or for Anne maybe. And there's something about these rustic wools that Marilla would knit with this, don't you think? I think she would. So I've been kind of obsessed with loft lately, and these, I don't know, kind of, is it Shetland yarn? It's kind of like a Shetland 2-ply kind of yarn. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right. I'm probably wrong. But I don't know. I just think it's very Annish. So yeah. So I've got my Balsam Hollow shawl, and I've got my Marilla shawl, and another indie dyer who's doing Anne of Green Gables yarn is the Yarn at Home Mom on Etsy. She has an Anne of Green Gables colorway that I think she's still accepting custom orders for. So you should definitely go check out her Etsy shop as well. It's gorgeous. I did order a skein of that. It probably won't come until the end of February, but that's okay. And I'm planning to make Anne socks with that. Okay. What else can I talk to you about? I guess we'll do a wee bit of stash enhancement, shall we? Okay, so this is the yarn that I got in the mail just now from Claire of the Woolly Thistle. And this is a sock yarn that she sells on her website, and it's from Devon, UK. It has the address on here, which is so wonderful. So it's John Arbonne Textiles, the Exmoor sock yarn. And I think, okay, so Exmoor is a type of sheep, I believe, and it's Exmoor Blueface, 85%, 15% nylon, superwash treated light 4-ply. So it's kind of a crunchy, kind of more rustic sock yarn. I am so curious to see how this will knit up. I'm really excited to cast this on. I think I'm going to cast this on today. I'm trying to decide I might need to use zeros to knit this. Maybe even double zeros. It's pretty thin sock yarn. I'll have to see. I might have to do a gauge swatch. So I ordered this sock yarn because I really wanted to try it, and because I needed a sock yarn to knit on while I'm watching All Creatures Great and Small on YouTube. So I grew up reading All Creatures Great and Small. It's a whole series by James Herriot, or James White. James Herriot is his pen name, or his nom de plume. So he was a veterinary surgeon that practiced in the Yorkshire Dales back in like 1930s and through World War II. He served as a vet in the military, in the Royal Air Force, I think, and then he continued to practice in the Yorkshire Dales after the war. And they're just the most delightful stories ever. And if you've never read All Creatures Great and Small, I highly, highly recommend it. There's 5 books in the series, I believe. There's All Creatures Great and Small, All Things Bright and Beautiful, All Things Wise and Wonderful, The Lord God Made Them All, and Every Living Thing. So that's 5 of the books in the series. I think I have all of them. I have them all on my Kindle. You can download them in a set on Kindle if you enjoy reading books that way. But they are the best stories. They're hilarious. Like just his descriptions of his clients, the people, the farmers that he helps, and the animals he treats. He's just the most gifted storyteller. And I grew up reading those books, and I've been rereading them again recently. And I needed a sock yarn from the UK. Now, I wanted to get, obviously, Yorkshire yarn, which I could use West Yorkshire Spinners, because that could be my James Herriot sock yarn while I watch All Creatures Great and Small. But I wanted something different because I've already knit with West Yorkshire Spinners. So I wanted to try this because it just looks like the kind of yarn that Helen, James's wife, would knit. She would knit these for herself. So yeah, I'm really excited about my James Herriot socks. So have you watched the series, the PBS series? It came out in like the 80s, I think. And Christopher Timothy plays James Herriot. Cornelius Fudge is Siegfried from Harry Potter. And Doctor Who is Tristan. So it's really fun. So you can mix all your fandoms in one British episode. And they're so funny. So just go to YouTube and type in All Creatures Great and Small, and you can watch the entire 7 series. There's a YouTube channel called Into the Void, and that's whoever that is. You can watch all of the episodes. I've been enjoying that greatly. There have been days where I just have it on. I'll just stream those episodes all day long while I'm sewing or cooking or cleaning. I just have James Herriot on in the background. So I'm going to cast these on today. So that makes me wonder where did I put my new needles? Oh, for heaven's sake. Oh, they're right here. So I may have to use these for this sock yarn. I might have to find another set of zeros for my Paris socks. We'll have to see. Okay, so enough about that. I'll show you a little bit of harmless stash enhancement. Okay, so Leading Men Fiber Arts came out with his February colorway of the month, which is a lovely Valentine's inspired colorway, but yet not too crazy with the pinks or anything, because you can knit this all year round. This is called Love You to Pieces, and it looks like Reese's Pieces, doesn't it? And I got this on his MCN base, the Show Stealer. I love it. It's my favorite base of his because it's just so squishy and soft. I really, really love that. And then I've got another Legacy Fiber Arts skein to show you that is also Gilmore Girls inspired. So I got Dean, not because he's my favorite character, but because I really love these colors. Although Dean is nice, he's all right, but I'm more Team Jess after he gets his act together. I really wish that Rory had ended up with Jess. They would have made a good couple. They would have complemented each other well once Jess grew up and became mature. But isn't this beautiful? And this is the MCN base, the Cozy Toes. It's just lovely. I just love it. I love these kind of mauvey burgundy bits. So I've got to go get Will You Be Mine, because I want to show you the project I cast on with that yarn. So I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay. I got my other project. Actually, I have 2 more to show you. So this is the Will You Be Mine. by that dyed up by Sue of Legacy Fiber Arts. Sue and Chelsea's Etsy shop, and Sue so generously and kindly gifted me this colorway when I purchased the Paris yarn. It was a total surprise. I was so excited when I saw it in my package. So I immediately, I think the same day, cast on this sockhead cowl. So you know the sockhead hat, you can make a cowl. So you do the same number of ribbing. It's more stitches cast on, but you do the same amount of ribbing, and then you just knit stockinette and do another bit of ribbing, and you've got a big, lovely, squishy cowl. So I'm kind of in the forever, never-ending stockinette portion. So I think you have to knit like 12 inches of stockinette before you start the ribbing. So, oh my goodness. But you know what? It's okay, because this is luxurious, gorgeous yarn that is a pleasure to knit every stitch. So here is the cake. It's getting kind of loose because I've been knitting on this quite a bit. So I definitely wanted to show you that. And thank you so much to Sue for so kindly gifting me this, because that was a really special treat and I love it. This is going to be wonderful to wear. I don't know how long it'll take me to finish it. Probably a long time, but that's okay. So that's like a Valentine's Day. It is a Valentine's Day colorway, and I've got another Valentine's Day project, which I should knit on this today because it's Valentine's Day tomorrow. So this is Lolo Did It Hippo for Valentine's, and I've turned the heel. This is the first sock. Working down the foot, 64 stitches. I knit like 30 rounds of ribbing for some ridiculous reason. I guess I felt like I needed to knit lots of ribbing that day, so I did. And yeah, it's beautiful. And I saw that she's got her hippos for St. Patrick's Day that you can order on Saturday. She does her update on Saturdays, and I have not been able to get a skein yet, but that's okay. I might have to wait until the beginning of March to try to grab some hippo for St. Patrick's, because I should wait until March, my March budget. But I love all her hippo colorways. They're really, really fun. So yes, I think that's all I have to show you for whips and for stash. Yes. Okay, I think I will be done now, and thank you for hanging with me. I'm sorry if it was a little choppy today, because my videos kept stopping. I had to keep restarting recording. Sorry about that. Have fun with your and projects, and yes, I will see you around the internets, mostly on Instagram because that's where I am most active. So take care and have fun with your knitting. Bye.